Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. Thank you, and welcome to the television version of Trivial Pursuit. Boy, somebody opened the gate and let this group in. This is a good audience today. By the way, years ago, the Ethiopian army used to march into battle to the stirring strains of the St. Louis Blues. Who comes up with all of this? This is very interesting. I question that, but I know they wouldn't lead me astray. We have lots more trivia to cover today, and to help us, we have three good contestants who will be answering questions and competing for a chance to play our bonus game for a fabulous trip to the Big Apple, New York. Here's how we play. Each of our players has a game pie in front of them. The object of our game is to be the first player to light up all 6 colors in their pie. They do that by answering questions from categories that match those colors. It takes 2 questions to fully light up a color. Our round 1 questions are all general trivia, and the categories will be geography, entertainment, history, art and literature, science and nature, and sports and leisure. Our first player is Regina Whitcomb. She's a child care provider in Altadena, California. Regina, you're going to start us off by choosing the first category. After that, I'm going to ask you a question. If you get it right, you'll light up that wedge in your pie. Get it wrong, and either Joe or Cheryl can steal that wedge with the correct answer. What category would you want?
I'd like to start with entertainment, please.
All right, here's your question on entertainment. Katharine Hepburn reportedly says she's never been able to watch her Oscar-winning performance in Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? Because it was the final film role of her co-star in that film. Name him.
Spencer Tracy.
Had to be Spencer Tracy. So will you light up that wedge in your pie? Let's say aloud to Joe Kornbrot. He's an emergency medical technician from Hollywood, California. Joe, your turn to pick a category.
Okay, I'll take history.
Okay, question. Who became leader of the Mormon Church following the death of the church's founder, Joseph Smith, in 1844?
Brigham Young.
You got it. That takes care of the yellow wedge in your pie. It's Cheryl's turn. Cheryl Coos is a French history student at USC. Cheryl, select, please.
Let's try geography.
All right, geography. What Canadian city is home to more French-speaking people than any other city in the world besides Paris?
Montreal.
You got it. Montreal, Canada. Okay, from Cheryl to Regina once again. Select.
Science and nature, please.
All right, and here's your question. What bird is not only the smallest, but also the only one that can fly backwards?
The hummingbird.
Yeah, that cute little hummingbird. I love those little girls. Joe, pick a category.
Art and literature.
All right, here's your question in that category. In mythology, Joe, what chubby winged cherub shoots arrows at people to make them fall in love?
Eros.
Yes, or Cupid. Cupid or Eros. All right, Joe, you get that wedge. There's only one category remaining. Cheryl, it belongs to you, and it is sports and leisure.
Okay.
What popular board game uses the street names of Atlantic City, New Jersey?
Monopoly.
Yes. All right, that takes care of all the categories in round 1. That's the end of this round. Before we take a break, though, let's find out a little bit more about our contestants. Regina, you picked up, let's see, 2 wedges in the first round. You know every animal dance from the turkey trot to the funky chicken. How'd you learn all of them?
Yes, I do. Well, I collect vintage clothing from the 19th and early 20th century, and one thing led to another, and I started learning the dances.
So when you're dancing these crazy dances, do you wear that vintage clothing
I
too?
do.
Boy, you really must look strange, Regina. Joe, you picked up 2 wedges in the first round, and you teach improvisational theater to elementary school children. That sounds interesting to me.
Yes, it's very interesting. I've been improvising my whole life, so I figured, I could help the kids out with a little something.
And like Regina, do you wear strange clothes? No, you wouldn't do that.
No, I use my imagination
All
for
right.
that.
Cheryl, you picked up 2 wedges. Now, you learned to speak French through a runaway cat when you were in Paris. Explain that to me.
When I was living in Paris, I had this cat that visited me, and through her I met her owner, a wonderful and very patient woman who spoke absolutely no English, forcing me to become fluent very quickly.
So we have 3 very fluent and very interesting and unusual contestants here. Very smart, too. We'll be back with round 2, where the categories change, but the trivia keeps on coming, so don't go away.